Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. This is my preview for Wimbledon of 2016. I'm Joe, if you're new around here, and sorry about the croakiness of my voice. I've kind of lost it over this weekend, but I thought I'd do a little preview of it, considering it's tomorrow. And yeah, we'll start with the men's draw, simply because, you know, Novak's going to open the event tomorrow on centre court, and he's going to be playing James Ward of Great Britain, so he's going to be playing the pantomime villain in the first round match. And you know, James Ward, he might get a set off Djokovic, but you know, overall you'd expect that to be a comfortable victory for Novak Djokovic. But going into the second round, he could actually play another Brit in Kyle Edmund, who's surged up the rankings. He's well inside the top 100 now, and he ran Murray close last week at Queen's, so you know, Kyle Edmund could be a guy to look out for against Novak, but he's got to get past Manarino of France in the first round. You know, just going down the draw, no particular order to it. A match I picked out here was Sam Querrey, the 28th seed, against Lukas Rosol of the Czech Republic. That's going to be a cracking match. Rosol obviously famously beat Rafa Nadal a few years ago on centre court, and you know, it looks like it'll be another good match again, but it's probably going to be on an outside court, to be honest with you. Moving down the draw, we've got David Goffin of Belgium playing another Great Britain in Ward. I can't remember his first name for the life of us, but that's another GB player against a top seed, and you know, that should be an okay match. I don't know much about the other Ward, but you know, it could well be a very good match. Another good matchup is Denis Istomin of Uzbekistan against Kevin Anderson, the big South African 20th seed. That'll probably be on a outside court as well, but I think that one could go to 5 sets. We've got, well, mainly because they're both big servers, so it could be 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, or you know, we could have quite a long match there, so keep your eyes on that one. And another big match is Jack Sock, the US player, 27th seed, against Ernest Gulbis, the Latvian who famously knocked out Roger Federer out of the French Open a few years ago. And speaking of Roger Federer, he's opening his account against Pella of Argentina. I don't think I've heard of that guy, but Roger hasn't had the best of seasons, but we'll talk more about individual players a little bit later. Milos Raonic, he's starting up against Carreno Busta of Spain, and you know, I think he's got a good chance this year, but we'll talk about that later. Another interesting matchup is Gaël Monfils against Jeremy Chardy, both of France. Obviously, you don't know what Monfils you're going to get, but he's always an entertaining player. And if that's on, you know, court 1 or 2, I think it'll be a good match to watch. Another good match to look out for is Gilles Simon, 16th seed, against Janko Tipsarevic, who's made a comeback over the last couple of years after spending a long time out. He's famous for wearing those sunglasses while he plays. Another decent matchup is Koric of Croatia, who's meant to be the next big thing, against Karlovic of Croatia as well. So Croatian matchup there. 23rd seed Ivo Karlovic, always effective on grass because of his serve. Kai Nishikori, the 5th seed, has got a pretty tough match against Sam Groth early on, the Australian, big servant, so could have a shock there. Dominic Thiem is playing Florian Mayer of Germany, who I think just won the Halle tournament, so he's in good form, so could have another shock there. And looking down, there's only 5 more matches I want to pick out of the first round. We've got Bernard Tomic against Fernando Verdasco. That's going to be a 5-setter, you would imagine. Juan Martín del Potro, obviously unseeded for this event, could be a bit of a threat. Obviously he's had a few years out. Well, out of the limelight with his wrist injury. We've got Richard Gasquet against Aliash Bedene, another Briton. Isner versus Bagdatis, just seen that there. That one could be a very, very good match. 4 or 5 sets, you would imagine. Kyrgios versus Stepanek, another potential shock there. And finally, Andy Murray playing a Brit in the first round. Took him 10 years to play one, now he's played 3 in the space of a fortnight. And he's going to play Liam Brody, but I think that'll be on the Tuesday. So looking at the men's odds for winning the championship, we've got Novak Djokovic favourite, of course, 8-11. He's won the last 5 Grand Slam tournaments, dating all the way back to last year's Wimbledon. Well, it's not 5, is it? It's Wimbledon, US, Australian, French. So yeah, he's won the last 4. He's looking to make it 5. He's holding all 4 at the same time, so it'll be interesting to see what his motivation levels are like. Obviously, he really wanted to win the French Open, and now he's done that. Maybe the weight off his shoulders could be enough for him to slip up in this tournament, but you don't know. Second favourite is Andy Murray at 3-1. A worthy second favourite, I would say. He's got Lendl back in his camp coaching, and I expect Murray to get to at least the semi-finals, if not the final. Roger Federer there, third favourite, 12-1. You know, it's to be expected after the injury problems he's had this year, but he's reached the last 2 finals, and he obviously won it back in 2012, so never write off Roger Federer on grass. And then you've got your outsiders, Milos Raonic at 20-1, and Nick Kyrgios at 25-1. Stan Wawrinka at 33-1, that's quite a decent price. Del Potro there at 50-1. If we look at individual players for the men's draw, in terms of the season, I'm going to pick out Novak Djokovic first, of course. In 2016, he's played 47 matches and won 44 of them, only losing 3 times, winning 6 titles along the way, and he's already won 8 million in prize money this year, so that is crazy. And he could pick up another couple of million if he wins this fortnight. Andy Murray there, number 2 in the world, of course. He's played 39 matches this year, winning 33 of them, and winning 2 titles along the way. Just over half of the amount of that prize money that Djokovic has won at 4.3 million. Roger Federer, the number 3 seed, of course. He's only played 22 matches this year, winning 16 of them, losing 6, but he hasn't won a title, and he's earned less than $1 million this year. And Milos Raonic, my outside pick, if you want an outsider. 7th in the world. He's played 39 matches, won 31 of them. He's won a title this year, and he's won 1.8 million in prize money. So if you want an outsider, I'd bet Milos Raonic. But obviously I'm going to be rooting for Federer the whole way. And that is pretty much the men's draw. I think Djokovic will probably win it, but I'd love to see a Roger Federer Novak Djokovic semi-final, and I think it'll go to 5. Djokovic will probably win, but if Federer can roll back the years, never write him off, I think he's got one more good run in him in a Grand Slam where he can win it. But it's with all the stars aligning, you know, we've got to also hope that Djokovic might break down at some point. If Djokovic goes out, I say Federer goes favourite, but with the lack of matches this year, you don't know. But leave your guys' thoughts down below of who you think's going to win the Wimbledon Championships. Let's have a look at the women's draw very quickly. I don't know a lot about women's tennis, but Serena Williams will obviously get underway. She's the defending champion. I think Wimbledon's the last Grand Slam she actually won. We've got Heather Watson in the draw, quite close to Serena Williams, so if she wins a couple of matches, she could be playing Serena Williams in the third round, so that's something to look out for. She obviously famously nearly beat Serena Williams last year. Another interesting matchup, possibly for the second round, is Joanna Konta, the world number 16, British number 1, against Eugenie Bouchard of Canada. Don't really know what's happened to Bouchard the last few years, but she was very, very good. Runner-up here in 2013, I believe, or 14. Petra Kvitova is also very close to them in the draw. So, it could be quite a good third or fourth round match. Laura Robson, slowly making her way back from injury. She's actually opening up against Angelique Kerber, who I think may have won the Australian Open. I might be wrong on that one, but that's a tough opener. It'll probably be on centre court. All the best to Laura Robson. If we look at the women's odds, then we've got Serena Williams at 13-8. They're quite long odds for Serena Williams, but it just shows that she hasn't had the best of years. We've got Muguruza at 9-2, and then Petra Kvitova at 9-1. Madison Keys is actually up there at 11-1. She's broken into the top 10 for the first time. Joanna Konta 66-1. If you want an outside bet, maybe betting to get to the semi-finals or something, that's not a bad bet. But yeah, there's not much else. Venus Williams there at 50-1. I wonder who she's playing in the first round. Can I see? Is she in the same half as her sister? That's what I want to know. I can't actually see. It's difficult to pick out the names here. But, yeah, I don't think she's in the same half as her sister. Otherwise, I'd have seen her before. No, she's in the other half. In fact, she's any Brits near her? Not really. Well, actually, Laura Robson could play in the quarterfinals, I think. So, if that ever happens, that's something to look out for. But just to finish off, we'll have a quick look at Serena Williams' season on the whole. She's had one title this year. That's not good enough for her, but only played 28 matches, winning 24 of them. And she's actually won 3.4 million in prize money this season. So she hasn't had the best seasons by her standards, but you'd expect Serena to do very well, and never write her off. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. If I was to pick my winners for the Wimbledon titles, I would say Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams. But who I'd like to see is Roger Federer and I don't know, maybe Sabine Lisicki or somebody winning the female singles. It would be, but nice to see somebody different. But we'll see what happens, and I might do a video if there's big shocks in the first round or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like down below if you did. Don't have to, of course, but it'll be love for me and for the channel. And let us know who you think's going to win the Wimbledon titles, and who you think is the one to watch out for. And yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.